Do you know that Donald Trump is the 47th president?
I do know that, yeah.
What do you think about it?
I feel like this country would rather be hit by a nuclear bomb than elect a woman.
Donald Trump won. Donald Trump presidente.
Donald Trump
Yeah.
won.
I'm really disappointed, but not terribly surprised.
So I think it's a hard day for everyone.
Well, I think he's a liar.
Donald Trump is the new president.
I'm feeling very depressed, really sad, really hopeless, and ashamed. Really disheartened, afraid, scared. Yeah, that's really how I'm feeling. It's a pretty sad day for America, if you ask me.
Do you accept the results?
Absolutely.
You know, it is what it is. I'm not going to claim the election was stolen or a rigged election or anything.
Not good. I've been very anxious all day. My job let me take the rest of the day off because we're all kind of like processing.
Afraid for all of those things. So yeah. Aside from being disappointed, sad, and
Today, I'm going to be asking Democrats, how are they feeling? As you guys know that Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States. What is their reaction? Do they accept his victory or not? Let's hit the road.
it's a pretty sad day for America, if you ask me. So
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's really about all I have to say. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Are you concerned about anything, certainly?
I'm concerned. I have a trans child, so I'm deeply concerned about that. I'm concerned about women's rights. I'm concerned about anybody who has any kind of human decency. I'm concerned about our democracy. I'm concerned about our freedom. I obviously, like I think anybody else, I'm concerned about my pocketbook, but I don't believe that this person that this country elected is the solution to that. I think everybody's disillusioned, and I think everybody's going to be really disheartened to find out that eggs are still going to be $10 a dozen, even though they elected him. I'm concerned that our country is very mentally ill, but I'm mostly concerned about women's rights, trans rights, anybody's right to be different than your standard typical human, you know, anybody, minorities, yeah, immigration. I'm concerned.
The largest deportation, if you heard him.
Still have kids that are separated from their parents from his last presidency. They don't even know who their parents are. So I'm just really afraid for all of those things. So yeah, aside from being disappointed, sad, and sad, I'm also angry. I'm looking forward to getting past the next few days so that I can get angrier and be more active than just seeking some kind of a solace today. You know, I'm going to get a tattoo today just just to take my mind off of everything. So we have to fight for our rights. I think that people need to get more involved. I think that people need to educate themselves on what is really going on behind the scenes rather than just listening to their friend or following some social media website. People tend to think that, you know, if they see something on YouTube that's posted by a doctor, that it's real, you know, but not everything is real. There's a lot of propaganda. I think that people need to become educated. I think they need to do some reading on their own, some independent thinking and independent research rather than just going with what other people are telling them. That's what I plan on doing, is getting more deeply involved and just learning a little bit more how laws get passed, how bills are written, and that kind of thing. Just, I think it's more education and also being less concerned about just themselves and think more about humankind as opposed to just your own little world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, opening up your hearts and becoming educated and making up your own mind instead of just following whatever crowd it is that you hang out with, right?
Do you have any message for Kamala?
Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala.
Kamala. That's where I'm really, really sad.
Thumbs up for Kamala.
I feel like this country would rather be hit by a nuclear bomb than elect a woman,
Yeah.
and especially a black woman. And I'm just really proud of her for stepping up at the very last minute. I don't think she was given a fair shake. She didn't have enough time, really, to build the momentum and to spread her message. I think she was unfairly judged, and I'm just really proud of her bravery for stepping up, and I hope that she keeps fighting for this country. So thank you, Kamala. Sorry, I gotta get my glasses on.
Oh, yeah. What's your name?
My name is Sherry.
Sherry, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
so sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm sorry, too. Hey, whatever.
I hope you feel better.
Thank you. It'll probably be a while.
Don't think too much. You gotta take some rest.
Yeah, right. That's right. Ah. Honestly, before Trump ran in 2016,
Yeah.
I considered myself more of an independent,
Yeah.
right? Definitely leaning left, but not a radical left or anything like that, you know. But once Trump won in 2016, I felt like I had to pick a side,
Yeah.
you know. So I feel sad about that, right? So when I say this about Democrats, I include myself because now I'm a Democrat because we're us and them, which is sad as well. But I think we need to examine our messaging, going forward. I think this is like a real eye-opening experience so that you can see where a lot of Americans' values really lie. And we need to sort of tweak our message going forward to try to appeal more to the greater masses. And I don't mean by becoming radical and an absolute liar like Trump is, but just pay a little bit more attention to that, How we change that messaging, I'm not sure, but I think it's up to the people in power to try to figure out how to appeal more to clearly the masses that are out there. And I don't know, somehow try to abolish this racism once and for all.
Yeah.
Have it go crawl back under a rock. I'd rather it be back under the rock than out in the open like it is today. So they can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned.
What do I feel about Trump?
Yeah.
I feel like he's not gonna do well for the people. Well, I think he's a liar. I think that what he says on his campaign. I think the man is just all for power and not for the people. And all his like I'll be with the people and with Congress and we'll all reunite. No, it didn't happen when he was president before.
Yeah.
So.
This time they won the House and the Senate as
I
well,
know.
right?
Yeah. What's wrong with this country?
I mean, it's the American people that have chose him. Or do you think the election was rigged? What do you think?
No, I don't. You know what? Because men run this country, I believe a woman will never be president, but they should be. Democrats and Republicans are way different,
Yeah.
The Democrats are for the people, want to make, changes about, how we pay groceries and how we, gas, and, the hospitals and the insurance. Democrat is, to me, it's all power. It's all, the biggest liar wins.
Does
If
it
you
make-
can lie, and you're great at it, and like you can look at people, and it's just like Donald Trump on his campaign.
Yeah.
Everything he said is not true, and the way he talks to women and Latinos and
Donald Trump is the 47th president. What do you think?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. There's plenty of conversations you can have, both good and bad, about both sides. But, it's the president. Can't do much about it.
Do you accept the results?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I do.
Who did you vote for?
That's a tough one, boss.
Kamala.
That's a tough one. That's a tough
What's your one message for Trump supporters?
Be accepting of everyone. Everyone has their own opinions. Both sides do. It's really just about hearing it. It doesn't matter who you voted for. It could be Kamala, it could be Trump, could be Jill Stein. Doesn't really matter. It's all about just listening to everyone and making sure that everyone's voice is heard. And as long as you're accepting and you're willing to have that debate of I'm an independent, I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican, I'm a Republican, whatever it may be, and as long as we can agree to disagree and be like, we could sit at the same table and have different views and not kill each other. That's what it's all about.
Are you worried or concerned about anything?
Not at all. Not at all. If we can, that's a tough one. If you look in like logistically, like future wise, there could be problems, but for the most part, as long as, again, same with his first term, have to give him a shot, right? Got to give him a fair shot. He's the president. People wanted to see him die. People didn't, people support him. People hate him. People love him. He's the president, can't do much now. All we can do is be patriotic to these United States, regardless if you're a Democrat or a Republican. That's all you can do, man.
What do you think about Donald Trump winning the presidential elections?
Should I answer that? I'm actually very happy about it.
You are?
Yes.
What about it?
I think that that's the right choice based on previous elections, and I'm okay with that.
Did you vote for Trump?
Did I? Yes.
Cool. Do you accept the presidential results just because Trump won? Or do you also accept the presidential results of 2020? Because a lot of people say that it was rigged.
No comment.
No,
But I gotta go, but
okay.
thank you so
Thank you. I appreciate you. Donald Trump won. Donald Trump presidente.
Donald Trump
Yeah.
won. Okay.
You didn't know that?
No. It's okay. No different.
Are you sad?
No.
No bueno?
It's okay. They don't ask anything if our opinion. They don't care. Just it's okay. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you. Yeah. Do you know that Donald Trump is the 47th president?
I do know that, yeah.
What do you think about it?
I'm really disappointed, but not terribly surprised.
What are things that concerns you?
A lot of legislation, a lot of women's rights, gay rights, trans rights, environmental issues, like most of the social justice issues.
Do you think? I mean, he wouldn't be able to make any changes in California, though, right?
They're trying to do. There may be federal, since they. It looks like they won the Senate and
And the
the House as well.
And, yeah.
So yeah, I do a lot of community organizing for social justice. So I'm just gonna keep working and fight the fight.
Does it make you feel sad?
Yeah, not as sad as 2016, but yeah, I'm sad.
This is what like American people have chosen for themselves, right?
Yeah, yeah. No,
Most
he
of
won
them.
the popular vote, I think, from what I read earlier today. Yeah.
Why do you think he won by a landslide?
I don't think that most of America is ready for a woman president. I think that's probably what it was.
Got it.
Yeah.
Any message for Trump?
Oh, dude, just pay attention to the Constitution and abide by all the rules. Try not to do any illegal stuff. That'd be cool.
Do you think this election was rigged?
No, I don't.
What about 2020?
No, it wasn't rigged.
A lot of Republicans always been saying that 2020 was rigged.
Mhm.
What is your one message for them to the fact that you accept
yeah, I know.
presidential results for this year?
Do they accept these results? Are these results rigged? Because there were a lot of lawsuits that had started previous to this Tuesday's election. So I don't know.
What's your message for Kamala Harris?
Oh, thank you for everything. And I'm looking forward to her next chapter. See what that is.
Hi, my name is Richie Rich.
How you feeling, Rich?
I'm feeling great. So what's going on?
You know the election results?
Yeah, with Trump,
Yeah.
yeah, he won. Yeah. You know, it happens like that, and you never know what's going on these days in the political world.
Do you think the election was rigged?
No, I don't think it was rigged. I just think that it's people that would rather destroy the world instead of sharing power with the ones who need the people who need the people that need help. You know, they would rather just destroy the world. But and then again, it's some good things about Trump. You know, I mean, really good things. I think that he has some positive things about him, and he also has some negative things about him. But you know, which one outweighs which? That's the question. So I can't say he's all bad, but that was just the way that the votes went, and people are feeling what America needs. So I can't say the guy's all bad. I really can't. And I mean, I can see some positive things about him. He want to make America a better place in the sense people just coming over here trying to take over. He may not be a classy guy. You know, he might be kind of arrogant. And for him to appeal to some people, it doesn't matter to me because this country is already like a cancer tumor has spread in the United States. It may be a little bit too late. You know, it may cause a lot of chaos and problems.
How are you guys feeling? Let me guess. Just by looking at you guys, I think you guys are Trump fan.
Big
Trump
big Trump guys, yeah.
I like Kamala. So I
No
think-
way, bro. No way.
Kamala.
Is that the reason you're wearing blue?
Yep, Kamala. I like
I
Kamala.
voted for Jill Stein.
No way.
Yeah, Jill Stein was my
I can't believe that.
yeah, because I'm wearing green. Kamala.
Donald Trump won, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Congratulations. I happy.
Happy?
I don't know. Yeah, I just arrived from Ukraine.
Okay.
And I guessed he wants.
Yeah.
He will win. And I think it's good news. I don't know. It's my
Yeah. Are you worried about anything?
no. I didn't watch this
Do you have any message
because
for Trump?
I can't. I have
Yeah.
no document
Yeah.
for this.
Do you have any message for Trump?
Stop war in Ukraine and Russia. Thank you.
Thank you. Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States. How do you
Yeah.
feel? What do you think?
Not good. I've been very anxious all day. My job let me take the rest of the day off because we're all kind of like processing. Yeah, not feeling good. Feeling pretty terrible. Yeah.
What are you concerned about?
I think top of mind is like abortion rights and, right to bodily autonomy as a woman for sure. Yeah, and I'm just worried this is like the first of a long line of dictator-esque leaders to the United States. So, yeah, not good stuff.
Do you think the election was rigged?
I don't think it was like, never trust the government. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not impossible that it was rigged. I also think just the system is rigged in general to allow things like this to happen. Yeah.
What are the odds that it was rigged?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Do you have any message for Trump?
I don't know. Fuck you, man. I don't know. I'm just glad this is hopefully your last time to be in here. and please don't change the rules so that you can stay in. That's really my only thought. I think that's like my big fear right now, or at least for longer than the 4 years. Is he already like, I'm sure y'all have seen how he's like basically his own judge and juror now because of like everything with the Supreme Court. So it's just really worrisome.
And they want House, Senate, and him being the president.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like the powers that we had to check the executive branch are like not functioning, or they are functioning the way that they're supposed to. It's just not good.
Do you think is there anything that he's gonna do good for America?
The only thing that comes to mind is taxes, but I don't necessarily think it's like a good thing if they're reduced, because I don't think it's going to reduce much for like working people. It's just going to be like the elite, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keeping more money in their pockets.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you need a hug?
Sure, I'll take a hug. What's your name?
I'm Doha.
I'm Jazz.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I gotta run.
Okay,
But I
cool.
appreciate
Thank
you guys
you.
a lot.
Thank you for stopping by.
The eroding of our rights and the rights of my friends who are, transhumans who are here from other places. I think that's the chief and primary concern. And obviously, like the mental fitness of the candidate, I don't believe is really there.
You think he's too old to be the president?
I don't think he's competent to be the president. To get into it without being ageist, it would be nice if there was some sort of competency test that we could put people through.
What would he do?
What would Donald Trump do? Well, I don't know. We expanded presidential power so much under Obama, and we never really pulled it back to the legislative branches. I don't know. I think it's pretty clear that he's immediately going to flaunt the rule of law and all of the convictions. That's not going to matter one bit.
Do you think this election was rigged?
No. But I do think Elon definitely influenced a lot of people with his giveaways. I'm not sure about whether those are legal or not, but I don't like them personally.
But you think like Elon was able to influence a lot of votes because he did a lot of giveaways?
I think anyone who tries to wield their power or their influence can do it. I think if anything, like a lot of the campaign finance reform that we've been dying for, or at least I have, hasn't really come through, and corporations can spend their money as they please as if it were speech.
Do you think is there anything that Donald Trump would be able to do like good for America?
Positively?
Yeah.
Nothing really comes to mind right now. Sorry.
Do you feel sad?
I'm very disappointed.
Guys, do you think I could talk to you guys?
About what?
About Donald Trump winning?
Oh, I don't think. Both of the parties were the same. I've seen a lot of hate that both the candidates had for each other, and instead of advocating for their policies, they were trying to bring the other person down. Yeah, and I think that is a threat to democracy everywhere. And I see this not just in American politics, but politics back home as well.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Who did you want to win?
I'm from India and I'm a woman of color here in the United States of America. So I don't know, I did not care a lot about it, but I wanted Kamala Harris to win.
So how do you feel now that she didn't win?
I'm fine with it, but I feel a little sad. I wanted a female president to be the president of the United States of America at least once.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's gonna happen. I feel America, not just America, worldwide, it's a patriarchal society. And I see things changing, but we are not there yet. But the other things that are happening, I don't know if we will be there anytime soon.
Do you have any message for Trump?
I'm an F1 student, and he promised that he would give visas, green cards, or something like that. I don't remember, but I hope he keeps his promise.
What's your message for Kamala?
You can try again. I know there are a lot of Americans who support her, and I've seen a lot of Americans cry this morning.
Yeah.
So I feel them. Yeah, I believe in her. I've seen a lot of interviews by her. She is a very strong individual, and maybe she deserves another chance.
Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States.
I feel like that's fucked up, but I feel like it's expected, right? I voted, and you seen how California, it was like the polls closed at 8, and they already had elected him. I feel like other states aren't like that, so I love California.
But how are you feeling? What do you think? Are you feeling sad or concerned?
I'm feeling hungry. Today it didn't affect my day, so we'll see.
Are you concerned about anything?
I guess abortion, I feel like we gotta practice abstinence now, because it's crazy out here, right?
What is one message that you have for Trump?
I don't have any message for
No
Trump.
message for Kamala?
Keep your head up.
Do you think she could win next time?
No.
No.
I don't think America's ready for a woman's president.
Is that the reason she didn't win?
That, and I think that people went off of feelings. So that means like people really are hurt out here right now, like living check to check. So I feel like that, and then come on now, she's a black woman. We didn't put Hillary in, you know. So I just feel like that's that.
I mean, after all, it's the American people who chose him. Does it
Right,
make you feel
right.
sad or?
No,
is
it's
that
expected.
okay? Oh,
It's
you really
expected.
expected it?
Yeah, definitely.
Guys, I really have this one message for all of the American people that don't put too much of your feelings into whoever wins, because at the end of the day, you have to fight for yourself. If it's Democrats or Republicans, they're really doing things for themselves, not for us. Katie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I think as well as can be considered, you know. So I think it's a hard day for everyone. Absolutely. Like I was saying before, it's just we're stuck in a two-party cycle, and everyone's really scared, understandably, for the things that are going to happen. But I think the best that we can do right now is just come together as a community, help each other, support each other, vote locally, focus on a lot of local things that will affect us immediately, and I guess just do what we can to rally for the next election and see if we can't get some kind of third party, you know, break out of it. That will be my hope.
What is your biggest concern that Donald Trump has won?
Oh, Supreme Court, a lot of regressive queer laws and trans laws, the ongoing genocide, he'll support that as well. It's just endless. They're going to go for as many rights as they possibly can and change as much as they can. Republicans are very long-term thinkers, so they've been planning this for a while. You know, Project 2025 is a real thing. So yeah, there's a lot of understandable fears that come with him. Yeah, winning. It's unfortunate. Who knows what's going to happen with his court cases now that he's elected president? Maybe they'll get thrown out. It's kind of ridiculous. Felons can't vote, but they can run for president. You know, surviving.
You feel sad?
Absolutely. It's hard waking up, and you know, I used to be very staunch Democrat, and kind of wake up and realizing that we've all been a little duped, we've all been a little brainwashed into the system, and it's really depressing, kind of recognizing what America's role has been in history the entire time. We always pretend to be the good guys, and that's just not been the case with the emergence of social media and us being able to actually tell other stories and not have it propagandized and taught in schools. So sad, but I'm still hopeful.
Do you think is there anything that Trump would be able to do good and positive in America?
It's not a black and white world. It's so gray. So maybe there'll be things that he'll do that could directly benefit some people, maybe some small businesses. I'm not sure. I don't think there'll be much, you know, but it's nice to hope, I guess. Yeah.
The right say that Trump never started any new wars, and he's the only president to be able to do that. And he also claims that he would be able to stop both Palestine and Israel and Ukraine and Russian war. Would he be able to make any significant changes?
I do believe the president does have the ability to call on Israel and ask for a ceasefire and put an arms embargo. Do I believe that he'll do that? Absolutely not. It's in the U.S. government's interests to be in Palestine and Iran for the oil. These politicians are all talk. They say a lot of things to get your vote, and then they absolutely ignore it during the election, during their actual presidency. So I don't know about maybe he didn't actually start an official war, but butting up to Putin wasn't really cute. So I don't know. He doesn't have much to brag about. He's also he was on Epstein's island, so he just can't talk. He really can't.
Do you have any last message for American people?
Don't give up. Commit to your communities, invest in your communities, learn to get along with people who may think a little bit different than you. We're going to need each other during these times. We can't rely on the government.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
I appreciate you a lot.
Yeah, of course.
What's her name?
This
or
is
his
Daphne.
name? Oh, Daphne.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is the new president.
Tell me about it. Let's talk about it.
Did you know about it?
Yeah, I knew about it. I knew about it last night.
How are you feeling?
Are we storming the Capitol or what? January 6th, part 2 or what? What's good? Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. No, honestly, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to claim the election was stolen or a rigged election or anything. The American people have spoken, and the people are stupid. That's how I feel. Honestly, guys, if we did all of our homework from 2020 to 2024, everything that this man has done repeatedly, he's let us know who he is. He's let us know what he's trying to do. You want to talk about the tariffs? Let's
Yeah.
talk about the tariffs.
Let's talk about everything.
How that's gonna, I'm a business owner. I have my own business. I have my own merch and stuff. I get a lot of my stuff from overseas. Yeah, maybe I should get into blah blah blah.
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm a personal trainer. I teach boxing, kickboxing. I have my own brand. Do a lot of fitness apparel and all that stuff. We get some
You get
stuff
like from China.
exactly and stuff. And then I'm gonna get taxed on that. You know what I mean? They're gonna get taxed. Everybody's gonna tax. And people, they don't realize, people only look at stuff surface level. You know what I mean? Maybe people not like you and me, maybe not like you and me, but a lot of our friends, they see stuff, they read a headline, they don't look into it. They say, oh, that's gonna be good for me. It's not gonna be good for you, brother.
He says that he's gonna put 60% tariffs on China.
Yeah. And how many, at your clothing right now, look at the items you have. How many of those things are made in China? Think about that. Everything pretty much. People, they don't realize that. And like with another thing, like one of my uncles, he was like, oh, well, Trump is going to do good for me. I told my uncle, I looked him in his eye, I said, no, name me one Trump policy that you'll like that will benefit you. And the only thing he could bring up was the tariffs. And then I tried to explain it to him, and then, it just didn't get through to him. And there was another thing that he brought up. Oh, he was talking about the immigration. Do you think that we'll be able to deport 20, 30 million people realistically without any human rights violations happening?
I mean, that seems impossible and also gonna cost more than $100 billion.
It is impossible. And there's another thing. If they really care,
Unless it's just like the like criminal people or illegal
Mhm.
like gang members or
exactly, but
stuff,
even that would be hard. Here's the thing: if they really cared about immigration, if they really cared about the immigration crisis, then Donald Trump wouldn't have had the conservatives block the border bill of 2024. Yeah, people have their problems with it, this, and that. But no, the only reason why he blocked that bill is because he wanted to run on immigration. He wanted to run on fear mongering. Okay, in the Trump administration, let's just say if my business made millions of dollars, then I would see benefits. You know what I mean? But I'm scraping by just like everybody else. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna see no big tax cuts. I'm not Elon Musk, Grant Cardone. Yeah, I know you, motherfucker. I'm not all these guys. I'm not all these billionaires. I'm not Aiden Ross. I'm not FaZe Banks. All these streamers pushing for, oh, vote Donald Trump, because they're going to see the benefits. They're millionaires. They're billionaires. They're going to see the benefits, and it is going to change for them. I'm sure it's going to change a lot for them, but for the average person, for the working class person, oh, it's just going to get worse. Oh, sweetie, it's just going to get worse. And everything that, and here's another thing, like people are talking about, oh, well, the last 4 years were terrible, blah, blah, blah. People have selective memory. What happened in the last 4 years? Coronavirus happened, and we were recovering from that. And America, if we look at America compared to all the other countries, we've actually recovered pretty good. We recovered, in many ways. Obviously, it's still bad, but since COVID, which was left in Donald Trump's presidency, and I'm not a big, huge Biden fan or huge Biden supporter, but Biden had to clean up Trump's mess, and he did what we could do. So now Trump is going to be looking, good in the beginning until he does all of his, try not to curse again, until he does all of his policies and stuff, and then we'll see. Come meet me in the same spot right here at the same time in 2 years from now, and then we'll see how we're doing.
What is one thing that you're most concerned about?
Probably just trans and like gay rights. I'm not a gay man. I'm not trans, but I'm a cis straight male. But I have a lot of trans friends. I have a lot of gay friends, and I just care about human rights. I think the stuff that they're talking about doing. I've read a little bit of Project 2025. I didn't read all 900 pages, but like I skimmed through it, and a lot of stuff that if it's true. And even though Donald Trump is trying to separate himself from it, it's like, bro, we're not stupid. All the people from the Heritage Foundation wrote that, the same people that were in your administration. So, you know what I mean? So if all that stuff, if they go through with it, I would say it's mostly that. Tariffs and the taxes and stuff is probably like the least of my problems, honestly.
I think the Republican Party says that gay people can do whatever they want unless you're above 18. So like the gender mutilation thing, that they say that it's not legal or they might have some policies that is not legal for kids to do.
Well, and that's the thing that is actually an interesting conversation.
Do you think that kids should be
No,
able to do it or no?
in my opinion, honestly, no. And like I just said, I'm a trans ally. I'm an ally, but I feel like just like anything, I feel like you should wait until you're 18. You know what I mean? If you can't get a tattoo,
That's what I think that they're like policies.
yeah, and that's fine. But like all the other stuff, you know what I mean? I'm sure. As much as can, especially because it's not just about Trump won the presidency. The conservatives, the Republicans, they just won the House and the Senate, if I'm correct, right?
They won everything.
Hey, they won everything. So it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm sure Trump will, announce something or whatever, and then the House will approve it, Senate will approve it, and then boom, business as usual. Next thing you know, it might be, who knows what we're going to be into. And then as far as me, I'm a black man. You know what I mean? I've dealt with, racial injustice, blah, blah, blah. But as far as, put the camera right here, as far as Trump talking about giving police, I'm just kidding, police immunity and stuff, you know what I mean? For all that stuff, it's either or. Either you're willfully, either you know you're wrong. Like, let's just say, if, you know the history. We all went to high school, I hope. We all know what happened, regardless of how you feel about the Native Americans or slavery or anything. We all know what happened. So let's teach it. I'm 32 years old. By the end of this Trump presidency, I'll be 36. It might just be me that have to run against the next conservative president. Demont Washington, 2028.
Okay, so that was the interviews from the Democrats. That's how they're feeling. I hope they feel better. I'm excited what Trump will be able to do. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Dohaa the Explorer.